Hey, I'm back once again today. I'm trying to hit a couple of things that I believe and I know that God has put in my spirit for His people. So I am back again really quickly. And as you guys see, the title of this is called Don't Sell Your Birthright. And I'm going to get into what God gave me the other day. And I'm trying to hit these things really quickly for the Lord, because I am a little slacking and backed up, or maybe I'm not, because God gave it to me. He knew that I was going to release it when He wanted me to release it. So with that being said, so with that being said, I'm going to give you guys what God placed on my spirit. And sometimes I wonder why I do these things, and I just do this, but it be God, and I have no other choice but to do what He put in my spirit. And I just want to tell you guys that years ago I heard the Lord say, "It's many in the field, and not too many with a sincere heart." So, you guys, I do all I do and take time out of my life and day for the Lord and the glory of Him. And I have a gift. I have gifts, so I just know it comes from Him, and I have to use them. So this is why I do what I do. And He gave me a lot of wisdom and knowledge and understanding for His people. And when you just want to freely give and help somebody, God can endow you, empower you with so many things, whether people believe it or not, especially if you give it away freely. And people may be looking at you like, how do they know this? And wow, they're amazing. And this and that is not it. It's just you decide to be a vessel for the Lord, and you give it away because He gave it to you. As I said, freely given, freely I receive, so I freely give. So the title of this is Birthright. Don't sell your birthright. I believe, I don't know where, last week I just had this overwhelming feeling that 2024 is going to be an amazing year. I will tell you why I say it for me, because a certain birthday that I'm about to take on, it ends up in a certain number, and is a certain amount of years as well that I receive a promise from God and things that He showed me in visions and dreams and spoke to me, whether people believe it or not. And I just believe 2024 is going to be an amazing year for God's people. For God's people, I truly believe that. And I know I'm one of those people. I don't know about anybody else, but if you're truly sincere and you're trying to build the kingdom of God and do things for Him, I believe that's going to be a mind-blowing year for a lot of people. I know it is. I know it is. A lot of people have been waiting on things and promises to come to pass in their life. And God has told us something that we're going to do. We're going to see. You know what I'm saying? 2024 is going to be the beginning of that time for God's people. I would tell you what year that is for me, but I'm going to keep that personal because I don't like to tell all my business. You know what I'm saying? Which I'm going to talk about that too in this video. So the title is Don't Sell Your Birthright. And as I said before, I believe God gave a lot of things to do and promises that He's going to fulfill, and business ideas, inventions, just great inventions and different types of stuff, whatever it may be, you know what I'm saying, that God has placed in His people to achieve wealth, multiple streams of income, whether people believe it or not. When you first seek the kingdom of heaven and all His righteousness, all these things will be added to you. So God always add things to His people so they will not have to be like a slave and work for somebody. So God will give you a certain way to produce money, like the woman in the Bible when she took care of God's prophet. Which prophet was that? Who came to her? I can't think of that name of that prophet right now. Who came to her, and all she had was the oil that she had and a little flour or something to bake cake for her and her son, and he was going to die. But she took care of God, which was God's prophet. She took care of God's prophet, and God took care of her. So anytime, whether you believe it or not, Don't let nobody deceive you. Do not be deceived. When you take care of the things of God and handle his business and do what he has called you to do, and you put him first and all his righteousness, he said all these things will be added to you. So when you handle God business, he's going to take care of you. And I just want people to know that, because a lot of people don't think that God is going to provide for his people. You know what I'm saying? And that could be through business, just money, any kind of way, just supernatural miracles and signs and wonders and stuff like that. And I want to tell you guys, so when God give you certain ideas and things like that, be careful not to give those things away. Be not careful not to tell everybody. It could be even people, closest people in your family, relatives, or whatever, friends you may think is your friend. Don't tell everybody your business. Always move in secret. Always move in quiet. Just handle everything you got to do between you and God. Keep it between you and God unless God tell you different. You know what I'm saying? I just want to say that. And don't put everything that you do and post your whole life on social media and what you're doing, everything you get in your blessings and whatever God is doing in your life. Do not put that on social media, because people can try to pray against you, as I say, because sometimes people, when God has favored you and he's prospering you, a lot of times people be hating, not knowing that you've been through a lot of stuff to get where you're going or what you got, you know what I'm saying? So God decided to bless you for his name's sake, you know what I'm saying? Not for you, but his name's sake, to build the kingdom of heaven, to help other people and stuff like that, to build the kingdom, to pull people in. So sometimes, and a lot of times, that takes wealth and different types of things like that. I just want to say, don't tell everybody your business. That's another thing I wanted to say. And this all came about because me and my daughter was talking about famous Amos, but I'm gonna get to famous Amos in a minute. But first, I want to talk about people. You know what I'm saying? People of color. I want to speak on that really quickly. People of color, I just want to say I ain't got nothing against nobody, because I know it's not an individual. It's actually the spirit that's within, the soul that's within these people. That could be any color, race, you know what I'm saying? Any nationality. It could be, you know what I'm saying? So I don't look at the person anymore. I look at the spirit behind the person, what spirit is driving this person to do what they do. So as you guys know, I don't know if you know, but a lot of times people of color, we have had a lot of things. This could be any kind of color, Indian, Mexican, Black, Latino, just different people of color have had a lot of things taken from them and stolen from them, you know what I'm saying? In this earth realm, we have had that done to us, whether people believe it or not, and other people have taken it and they have built their success and their wealth off of the back of others, or stole things from others, and they took it from us, and they expand who they are and what they have, and their whatever they got to do, and I said business or whatever. So a lot of times people of color, you know, have had things taken from us, and it's not unrightfully, you know. And I just want to tell people, all people out there, just be always watch and pray and be careful and keep your guard up, you know what I'm saying? And don't let your left hand know what your right hand do, as I said in the last message that I did about life is not a fairy tale. You know, because they go with God put on my spirit. He always tell me, you know, keep things, a lot of things I keep to myself. A few things I tell to close people and my children. A few things. I don't tell everything, you know what I'm saying, that God gives me or shows me, you know what I'm saying? Because you should never do that unless God leads you to. So I just want to say, people, when God give you visions and dreams and ideas and inventions and stuff like that, you got to keep that to yourself, you know what I'm saying? Because you have people that will actually steal what God has given you, and they'll have the benefits and the connections and stuff to prosper off of what God has given you before you can even get it out there. So anytime God gives you something, make sure when God gives you something, you have that, keep that in secret and make sure it's secure in all its ways, that nobody can steal what God has given you, you know what I'm saying? And I also want to say, don't be too anxious or desperate to get connections and make a deal with certain type of individuals. You got to always seek God in prayer and things like that before you connect with people, if God wants you to connect with people, because God gave you the idea and invention. So when he give you certain things, ideas and stuff like that, he always provides provision for a vision. All through the Bible, God always provided the provision. It's something that could be through people, you know what I'm saying? But God always provided provision anytime He gave anybody a vision, whether people believe it or not. You don't have to go out here and ask and borrow and try to get it yourself. He's going to always provide that provision. If God gave you something, especially something to build the kingdom of heaven, and something, a God idea, you know what I'm saying, a God invention, a God business, something like that, to prosper the kingdom of God and do His will in this earth, you know what I'm saying, because He wants His kingdom to come on this earth and His will be done on earth as it is in heaven. So just remember that. And just got to be careful what you put out there, you know what I'm saying, because I'm just tell y'all a little something. When I first started doing these messages on social media and things like that, years and years ago, nobody knew who I was. Some people still probably don't know who I was, but God knew who I am. I know who I am. People would steal what God has given me, you know what I'm saying, and they would really blow up. And these people could have a lot of followers. They could be known out there, and I was a nobody, you know what I'm saying, in the eyes of men, but in the eyes of God, I'm somebody. I'm somebody great in the eyes of God. No offense, not trying to be prideful, but I know I am, because God called me for certain things in this earth realm. It ain't no way I'd be here if He didn't. That's the only way I'm here, because of His grace and mercy. And He has a purpose and a will for my life. So when I first came out here, people were stealing my message. People were stealing my looks. You know what I'm saying? Whether you believe it or not, I ain't all that, you know what I'm saying? But I'm beautiful. Beautiful is in the eyes of the beholder. God said I was beautiful and wonderfully made. So I'm beautiful and wonderfully made. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm beautiful in the eyes of God and in the eyes of myself. So I'm just saying this, when I first came up here, people was actually trying to, I seen a couple of people trying to look like me, trying to do their hair like me, trying to dress like me and stuff like that. Even with my favorite color, which I have on right now, today, I had seen people mimicking and copying what God has given me, even down to my looks, you know what I'm saying? Even down to my movements and my hairstyles and stuff like that. And God showed me that way back years ago. At first I was like, oh, maybe this is a coincidence, or maybe we're just similar and stuff like that. But no, we weren't similar. We were actually, it was certain people that was actually copying me, certain people that was actually copying me. And God would show me certain things, and I'd be like, wow. At first I was naive, because I'm always trying to be nice and walk in the love of Christ. So I thought that really trying to be like me, but eventually God showed me that. And if you notice, if you look through YouTube, you know what I'm saying, which I used to just do Facebook, but then God about 3 years ago put me over to YouTube to spread the gospel and His message on YouTube as well, to reach more people, you know what I'm saying. And I do both whenever, however God lead me to put it, or wherever He want me to do with it. And I have a video from years ago. I actually had on a blue dress, the same color, well, look, like a royal blue dress that I had years ago, called Water Walker. I have a video called Water Walker, and I did that many years ago. And I had also spoke on similar, while speaking on God giving you visions and dreams and inventions and ideas and different types of stuff like that. And I was telling people, be watchful, you know what I'm saying, and be careful what you put out there. Get your copyright, get all your rights, so you'll know, get all your paperwork so you'll know that it's entitled to you, so nobody won't steal your birthright or you know, try to take from you, and then steal whatever God give you before you can even get it out there. Because like I said, sometimes people have the means of the money that they need, the finances, and they have connections, and they know a whole bunch of people, and you probably, it's just probably you and God, you know what I'm saying? And that's all you need is God. But some people blow it really quickly doing it the wrong way. But when you do it God way, sometimes it take a process and time. So I just want to tell people that and warn people, because like I said, 2024 is going to be a big year. People are going to be launching a lot of stuff on whatever God has given them in business, or, you know, ideas, or whatever it may be, you know, ministry, whatever God has spoke to you. I don't know. I know what He told me. So you just got to be careful. And I also want to say, as well, as I said, don't let nobody steal your birthright. I also want to say, don't sell your birthright. And meaning don't sell your birthright is don't give what God gave you away by being desperate or not patient or anxious, because the Bible says be anxious for nothing, you know what I'm saying? But always pray with prayer and supplication, you know what I'm saying? So you should do that before you make any moves or connect with anybody, or you know, whether it's songs or whatever, you know what I'm saying, and you try to sell or books, don't let nobody ever take what God has given you, and they continue to generate wealth of what God, off of what God had given you, and you just have one selling it, which is a lot of money, but they keep regenerating for years and years and years for their family and their children, you know what I'm saying? So never sell your birthright, what God gave you. Just like God placed Esau and Jacob in my spirit, how Esau sold his birthright to Jacob, and he was the first one, I feel, to sell his soul and his birthright, which you can't really sell your soul, but you know what I'm saying. He sold his what God has birthed him in this earth to do, his purpose and stuff like that. He sold it to his brother, you know what I'm saying, for something small, like what is it, a pot of stew or something. I don't know, some bread, I forgot what it was, but you can look it up. But it was some, I know it was some type of super stew, you know what I'm saying. He sold what God had given him, you know, to prosper in this earth realm to his brother for that little bit of nothing, when his brother probably could have most likely generated over and over and over and over again over what Esau had sold him. So you just gotta be careful not to sell or be too desperate or anxious to get out there and get whatever God gave you out there. Like I said, anytime God gives you a vision, He's going to provide that provision. He's going to get you exactly where He needs you to go, or connect you exactly where who He wants you to be connected with. And you always got to seek God before anything. Like I said, seek the kingdom of heaven, all His righteousness, all the things be added to you. That goes so beyond just seeking Him and getting what He wants you to have. You know what I'm saying? It's so beyond, you know what I'm saying, than that. And I just want to tell you that. And you guys, like I said, brown skin tone people have had many years stuff that they invented, their birthright, that God actually gave them ideas and things like that, that God actually gave them to generate wealth, was taken from them. Just like y'all heard the incident in Hawaii, what happened and stuff like that, their land and stuff, but I ain't gonna go there. But I'm just saying, I'm using it as an example to get to what I'm getting to. And it's not just brown tone people, it's just all people. God's people who I'm speaking to really today. And God have all color people, all male, female, you know what I'm saying. And I just want you to be careful, you know what I'm saying, in these days and time, because a lot of things about to pop off, a lot of things about to happen that God is going to make happen. He's about to move a lot of mountains for His people. And I just want to say, me and my daughter, this came about, I was talking to my daughter one day, and we was just at the table and we were just talking. I was talking to one of my daughters, and we just had this good old conversation. As we was talking, out of nowhere, God started dropping all this stuff in my spirit, and I was like, and I just, hold on, let me write this down. And I started writing down. But we was talking about Famous Amos. It was just came out of nowhere. I was talking about Famous Amos and his cookies and how delicious it was. I thought he had the best cookies of every cookie, of Oreo, of Chips Ahoy. You know, I thought he had the best cookies. But when I was younger, years and years ago, when I used to be a big foodie, I used to like snacks, and he was my favorite cookie brand, which was Famous Amos. So that's how I know about Famous Amos. And I don't know all to what I'm about to tell you the story, but remembering Famous Amos, I don't know if I can notice, I do a little something about it. Famous Amos had a great cookie, you know what I'm saying, which he had the name Famous Amos for his cookies. And literally people know that was actually a gift, his birthright that God gave him to generate wealth in this earth realm, you know what I'm saying. And Famous Amos had this great cookie idea, this great invention, which was cookies. And he actually sold it for a nice lump sum of money, which Famous Amos is still around today, I think. And I know it was out a couple of years ago, because I used to love him, and Famous Amos was around, and these people gave him this big lump sum of money, and they took what he had, but he still was like a spokesperson or something for them, something like that, and they took what he had, right, and they generated so much wealth for their family, themselves, their children, and their children's children. And I think Famous Amos cookies still out there. I gotta look it up, I'm gonna see, but you know, I don't really look at a lot of stuff like that. God want me to eat healthy, but they was my favorite cookie. I might have another cookie during the holidays, Famous Amos, if they was doing Christmas time, you know what I'm saying. But God gave him that great invention. And that great invention, that one great invention, would have sustained that man for the rest of his life. From, as you can see, what the people that bought him the recipe and the name and stuff, they had the right to that. They generated a lot of wealth. And I just want to say, God had gave me this to tell people not to sell your birthright. Even though that was the main idea that God had gave that man, a main great idea that God had gave that man, to generate wealth after wealth after wealth after wealth, to prosper in this earth realm. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what type of lifestyle Famous Amos live. I don't really know, but I just know about cooking. But God had gave him that idea, and he sold it. So I was just trying to tell people to be not anxious or desperate for anything or any connection, stuff like that, or sell what God giving you, like Famous Amy did. Even though God graced him again and blessed him with another cookie idea, which I think my daughter was like, he had went on Shark Tank and they didn't sponsor him. You know what I'm saying? People in high places didn't sponsor him after the fact. They knew this man had something because he had the Famous Amy's cookie that was big, you know what I'm saying, really huge, a great idea that somebody even wanted to buy it from him, and they continue to prosper off of what God had gave him. You know what I'm saying? So, but he got turned down on a show called Shark Tank, my daughter was saying, even though he had a cookie. And no, I don't even know. I would say this, even though God gave him and blessed him and graced him with another idea, I don't even know what this cookie is called. I might look it up later on. I don't even know what this cookie is, but everybody know who Famous Amy's cookie is. You know what I'm saying? That was the #1 great banger idea that God had gave that man to prosper, but he sold it for money. And you know, a lot of times people try to take advantage of you when you got the money, or you're in desperate, you're in need, and you need things. You know what I'm saying? They'll try to take advantage of you and give you a little something, knowing that they're gonna continue to generate wealth and prosper wealth off of this amazing idea. So he probably was in some type of hardship or situation where he did have to sell it, but should have waited it out, because God will give you provision if he gave you the vision. You know what I'm saying? So I would have waited it out until God provided the provision of the vision that he had gave me if I was Famous Amy. But sometimes people be anxious. The Bible say be anxious for nothing. Maybe he was anxious and he was in need and in hardship. And a lot of times I can understand, but still, God probably had a greater purpose for that man and his cookie and things like that. But he actually sold his birthright, which was the idea and the vision that God gave him. Even though eventually God blessed him with another idea, a cookie idea. But as you guys see and know, we don't even know what this cookie name is, even though my daughter said he had some. And then the Shark Tank people didn't even, what is it? Help him, invest in him at that time for that cookie and stuff like that. And our daughter also said this cookie is probably famous in Hawaii and stuff like that. And I just want to tell people, when God gives you something, handle that delicate baby child with very care and protection, because when God gives you great inventions and ideas, and I know he have gave us, some of us, many things to do, you know what I'm saying? And he's going to help us. He was going to energy, the strength, and the provision for the vision that he gave us, because he know our hearts are right, and we want to actually build the kingdom of heaven and pull people and win souls for him. So that is what I wanted to tell you guys today, is to be careful and not to sell your birthright, no matter how hard it get, no matter how it seems like it's not taking off, because that could be the deceiving spirit of the devil, or try to make you lose out on what God gave you. Don't be too hungry to get your invention or whatever God has given you off the ground. Just like Esau was too hungry that he didn't wait for God to provide the provision that he needs, so he sold his birthright to his brother, and because he was being hungry. You know what I'm saying? I just want to say that to you guys. And I want to share that with people, to not sell your birthright, and be very, very careful to put what you put out there in the world. People be showing everything and telling all their business, stuff like that. You should never do anything like that, because we got a lot of people that would take whatever God give you. And still, like I told you, this has been going on since I was younger in school. I would do something to my shoes, do something to my hair, do something unique to my clothes, because God has always gave me I have a very creative mindset, and I use it for his purpose and his will and his glory. But he have always, I see over my life since I was in elementary to middle school to high school, that God gave me creativeness, you know, and people would copy me and stuff like that, and I never liked it. Or I would go into certain areas, people would copy my hairstyle, my style, and they would say something was wrong with it, or they laugh at it and stuff, and then I see them trying to look like me or be like me, or them making me. It's like I said, I did a video called Water Worker years ago, to tell people to be very watchful and careful what God give you. And some reason he placed in my spirit that day we just talk about a cookie, and I would say how delicious they was, and I remember I used to buy them all the time, and God, me and my daughter was just having a discussion, and he just dropped all this in my spirit. And like I said, it's about to be something great for God's people in the year of 2024. I feel it. I feel it. I know it's a special year for me. I can't tell you why, but I know it is. And God is going to finish what he started. Just got to protect whatever he gave you, and never let nobody stir you wrong and make you think you got to scramble, go out here and get this. When God said work, you work. When God said build, you build. You know what I'm saying? Because he's going to always provide the vision for the vision that he gave you, so you don't have to go out there and get or ask for what you need. And God will touch people's heart if he want to, you know what I'm saying? I just want to tell you guys that. So with that being said, y'all have a blessed one. Jesus love you, so do I. And just protect whatever God's giving you. Protect that baby to the best of your ability. Just like you got a newborn baby, you just had a newborn baby, it's a couple of days old, a couple of weeks old. You can protect them. Whatever God give you, you got to protect that. You know what I'm saying? Because people will try to take from you and blow up off of what God has given you. And warning always comes before destruction. So I'm warning people, because God is warning me to be watchful and always pray. And I just share whatever God give me. The more wisdom and knowledge that God give me, I give it out to the world, and he give me even more. And people may be wondering where I get this stuff from. It's come from all above, you know what I'm saying? I ain't had no teachers, I ain't had no school. I only been taught and trained up by the Holy Spirit. And yeah. So with that being said, Jesus love y'all. So do I. Repent, give your life to him. He has great things in store for all of us if we only seek the kingdom of heaven, all his righteousness. All these earthly things that everybody's just out here trying to get and working hard for, we'll get, you know what I'm saying? As we seek the kingdom of heaven, all his righteousness, all these things will be added to you. Yeah, so I'm going. Have a good one. And remember, do not sell your birthright, and do not give away your birthright, because there's some people out here will steal from you and act like it's theirs, and act like God gave it to them and it's their invention. So with that being said, just love you, so I'm gone. I want to say this. I'm going to add this in. I know I said I'm going. I just want y'all to remember things, Amos. You can check that story out, look that story. Remembering things, Amos, you know what I'm saying? Even though God gave Grayston with another idea to get wealth, that idea wasn't as big as the first idea and invention that God gave him, which was famous Amos cookies, you know what I'm saying? So even though we may mess up, I hope we don't. I hope y'all take this warning, because I am. You know, I'm very cautious. God may still grace us with other ideas, but that may not be as great as the first idea that God has given us. So just be careful, you know what I'm saying? People are still, it's some evil, wicked people out here in the world, and they say they're your friends, they say they're your family, and they even say they church people and followers of Jesus Christ. But followers of Jesus Christ, we don't steal, we don't lie. You know what I'm saying? We won't covet it, you know what I'm saying? So with that being said, y'all have a blessed one. Jesus love you. So that one is always coming for destruction. I hope many can that God people can hear this message that he gave me and share with you guys, because he gave it to me for me, and I just give it back out to you for free. Have a good one. I'm going.